So I looked up washable clear glue, and it said it's the same as PVA, which is what you need. And the only difference between this and the white one is the color. So as a result, I decided to use it. I have a gallon of it, so why not? I mixed up a solution of 2/3 of that glue, the clear glue, and I added 1/3 water. I've tried it too. Yes, Kim, indeed, we agree. And I found it a little bit thick, so I've just added a little bit more. And I'm using distilled water. I'm not using regular tap water because as soon as we're done, I'm going to label this and keep this for us, for me to use without having to worry about it going bad on me. So as you can see, I mixed it up, and there are bubbles, and I'm not really bothered. And I'm quite liberally applying this onto the cardstock, and I'm starting with the cardstock. I don't know why. And by the way, Gwendolyn, I've already started experimenting on your issue, and I will be doing one live. So I'm just applying this. And it's 2/3 glue, PVA glue. It could be white, it could be anything you want. And 1/3 I used. Oh, great, Emma. I'm so happy about that. Now, on top of this, we're going to add, let me see where it is. Believe it or not, I still have some flowers right here that I pressed, and these are from my daughter's wedding. So I'm just going to crumble some up everywhere. I don't want them too big, so I'm going to spread them out, and I should be wearing gloves. But I didn't. So let me just also, I want to add some leaves. This is a bit too big. So I'm just crumbling up some of the leaves. I found you can add really anything you want. Just spread it around. Let's add another leaf. And I don't want anything sticking up. So I'm not adding the stem. I'm just removing the stem. I also, where is it? Found some thyme that I'm at the end of. And and it smells good. So I'm just crumbling it. And this should adhere to the glue. The other thing I found, I am not a tea drinker, but I got a gift, and she knows who she is. She's watching. Gwendolyn, your strawberry shortcake tea is being added to my paper. And you just want to make sure, I don't want big pieces, so just make sure that you add the smaller pieces. And I think I'm done with that. Now, I am jumping ahead, but I will just explain one thing. On top of this, oh, I need to put some more here because this is kind of empty. And I'll bring it close up. And this is, you can do this with stuff you have at home. We all have napkins at home. Yes, exactly. Oh, I'm so glad, Donna. Is Betty on? Hi, Betty. Oh, I'm so glad you could make it. Sorry about the time change, but we're going to start, I'm going to have to start making a schedule because things are a little bit crazy. And I'm just separating a napkin. And this one is a 2-ply napkin. And I am going to add this. And if you notice, it's got some marks on it. I don't know if you can see that. Thank you. And I'm going to apply this because you can't really squash this down. And let me just move this here. And I'm going to squash this down with the piece that I took off from this napkin. This seems to be a 2-ply napkin. And this is what will secure the items that you've added so that they won't come out. And then very gently, you will reapply your glue. It's very simple. It's fun. You can do it with your grandkids, your kids. It's just something a little bit different. I didn't really feel like making paper from scratch. So use what you have. I'm sure we all have copy paper, which I'll show you in a minute. And you can see this is starting to show through. Yeah, cinnamon would be good scent as well. Now you can add tea leaves that you've used up if you're a tea drinker. You can add, you know, the tea bags, parts of the tea bags after you've used them. And as you can see, I'm being quite liberal with the amount of glue. So let me just finish this. And you can see the colors are popping up. It's PVA glue. Mine is clear, but if you have the white, that works. Just make sure that you have this all over. You want to sandwich in your bottom paper, which was my cardstock. Oh, now you can reuse them, Betty. You can use, what's it called, cheesecloth. You can use very fine ribbon to add. I'm not going to do it. And just I'm going to add some gold leaf on the next one. And just make sure that you get rid of all the bubbles because you want really good adherence. So I'm just going to wait for this and just go over it very gently. And as I said, I have it on a piece of plastic. So I'm just going to make sure everything is clear, even if it means going over it again. I've been doing this all morning, not with these. I've been doing it with the next item that I'm going to show you after we do. I'm just pushing the bubbles out. This is a really important step. Pushing the bubbles out is really important because you don't want the paper to separate. You want to engulf the bottom layer with the top. Now you need to leave this to dry. So I'm just very gently, and you may get a hole, in which case tear off a piece of the second layer or third layer of the napkin and just glue it in. Yes, absolutely. Yes, this is just another use. I can't say it's my idea. I saw this on Pinterest a couple of weeks ago and thought it would be great to try. I'm just going over, and you do need to be patient with this to make sure you have no bubbles. So I'm just concentrating on moving everything out. Now, if you see some things poking through that you don't want, you can remove them. I actually want some texture. And I'm just hoping that with the coating that I'm giving it, it won't move away. Okay, I've got some bubbles here I'm getting rid of. Again, I'm barely holding on to my brush because this paper is incredibly thin and tears easily, you know. Oh, really? Okay. You could absolutely add glitter. Absolutely. I've got a big bubble here that I'm trying to get rid of. Just going to add a little bit more glue to help push it down. Now you leave this to dry, probably be dry by tomorrow, and I'm so excited because I've been working on this kind of, not necessarily this paper. Oh, there's another bubble here. Let me just get rid of it. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. I'll have to check out the little D or dusty brushes. Betty, do you have a picture of it? And do you want to post Kathy D's, just in case, Kathy D's link for Paint Pixie? Okay, I'm going to stop with this one here, and I'm going to take it and leave it to dry, and then we'll work on the other paper. Let me just put this away. And again, I'm just getting another envelope, plastic envelope. Oh, no problems, no problem. I could, Jessie, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to use, this is just plain copy paper, but instead of using, and it's white. Have a nice day, Jessie. And I'm going to use this mixture. Let me just close this. And this is the same mix. Now you can add coffee to it. You could add tea. But they will not, after a couple of days, they'll start going bad. So what I've chosen to do is add, in the third part of my water, raw umber. So if I use say 2 ounces of the PVA glue, I got 1 ounce of water, and I added some of this, and I made it this dark. I buy those, Kim, online from UShip, and I use those to ship out decoupage paper or stencils when they're big. So this one is still runny. You can see how runny it is. And I'm going to do the same thing, only this time, because it's white paper, and I don't want white paper, I'm just going to add the glue that's clear, that I've colored. But if you color the PVA white glue, it will still also cover, so you don't need to worry. As I said, I'm using what I have. But you can use plastic bags, Kim, but make sure not where the writing is on, because you don't want the writing to transfer. And I'm just using the color because I want to age the paper a little bit. Again, I'm applying it everywhere, and you can probably see this better than you could on the other one. You can go in one direction, you can go in the direction of your paintbrush does not matter. Yeah, you can get absolutely plastic folders or paper bag or plastic bags. Trash bags work. And I'm going to be reusing these. I use some of them for my pours. Everything is covered. And again, I'm going to use some of the petals and flowers. Yep, absolutely. You can use anything. And these were all the leaves and the petals from my daughter's wedding. And that was, I think, almost in 2018. Exactly, exactly. So I'm just going to, I want them a little bit smaller than the other ones. I'm going to get the flour. And get another flour as well, I think. I'm going to add some bits of gold leaf. You can add threads, you can add just really anything. It doesn't have to be food related. Whatever will give it interest. Let's add some thyme. Yes. Oh, you did? Wow, Betty, I'd love to know how you did that. So I'm just adding some thyme. A little bit more. And I mustn't forget my gold. Oh, I want some black as well for my tea leaves. This is a bit too big. And so is this. You can leave the big ones. I just personally don't like the look. This is a big one. I'm going to get some leaves from here. Some gold leaves. And I'm just going to add them randomly. I'm just using my finger to apply it because it's the best tool. And I've hardly used any. And this will adhere to the glue or to my finger. And it's all sticking to my finger. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes, absolutely. I love the seeds idea. I'm losing my gold by trying to put it on too small. So if you have a little bit of leftover gold, that's a great way to use it. I'm just applying, hoping that this will come across. And I have here already a napkin that I've already separated. And I'm going to do the same thing. And again, I'm going to apply the glue on top. Oh, I'm so sorry, Donna. That's going to be our spetty tomorrow. And I'm going to start applying very lightly, working from the center out. And dripping, of course. Now this is just copy paper. You can also leave the copy paper white. You don't have to use this color glue. Thank you. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Donna. So again, just takes a little bit of work. And just take your time with it. You might get small holes. And again, I'm so anxious for tomorrow to come. Thank you, Ari, so that I can see the reveal tomorrow. And you can do a whole batch at a time. And again, working from the center. I can smell the thyme and the tea. And as I said, if you mix this with coffee, which will also smell great, the only problem with it is that you will have to, it will go bad within a few days, 2-3 days. And I want mine, oops, to stay good. And yes, I'm dripping everywhere. And this one doesn't seem to have as many air holes as the other one. And I can see some of the seeds, like this one, is going to pop out. I do see one little bit here. And gently just checking the rest. I'm seeing something I don't want here, so I'm just going to remove it. It's a big piece of stem, and there was another place, so I just pulled it out, and there was another one right here that I'm going to pull out. And there I'm going to add just a little bit of that tissue paper to repair. because it was a big hole. Let me check the rest. Go around the edges. Remember, this is much thinner paper than the cardstock. Probably 330 Lynn. I am going to make a schedule at some point tonight. Let me put that, move that away to dry. And start on one that Gwendolyn was asking me about. Now, Gwendolyn was asking if you can decoupage rice paper, because she's looking for something for rice paper that she can't find a theme for. So, this is one idea, Gwendolyn. I don't know how it will come out. Hello, Joe. How are you? Hi, Donna again. And sorry, but this is probably the ugliest wallpaper, wrapping paper ever. There's a girl and a bird and whatever. Not my style, but the only thing I could find. Let me close this up before I drop it, because we're not going to use this anymore. And close this. Now, Gwendolyn, I did this one way. Let me just get it. Earlier, after you and I spoke, I did this one way, and for some reason, well, it's not dry, that's probably why. What I did was I put a piece of tissue paper underneath, and we're going to do this again. This is not my preferred way, by the way, Gwendolyn, and it is still wet. I put a piece of tissue paper underneath on this one, and then I put the wrapping paper on top. Now, the difference between this one and the one we're going to be doing is I sealed this paper first. I was concerned that the colors might run. And so I sprayed it with this, with matte finish, just to protect it. I'd never done this, so I didn't know what would happen. And that's the one we're going to apply right now. This is the sealed one. And I should put S on here. Let me see if I've got a tab that I won't lose. Oh no, I can't. I can't move over there. I'll just put a sticker. Blue tape. And just remind me, blue tape means it's been sealed. No, I don't have a laser printer. I didn't print this. This is just wrapping paper that I found at home. So I'm going to apply this down first, and then put this right on top and seal it with the same PVA glue. I don't particularly care for this because it all depends on the thickness of your paper. This is very thick. This is thicker than decoupage paper. So let me start again. But this is for Gwendolyn. This was not part of what we were going to be doing. But Gwendolyn happened to ask the question, funnily enough, as I was prepping. Using the same paintbrush, I'm going to apply. Oops, my hands are very sticky. No, Donna, this is not for the rice paper. This is something else that Gwendolyn asked me for. We're going to do the faux rice paper in a minute. As soon as I just finish showing Gwen one of the options, because she wanted to use wrapping paper. And I'm not a fan of this, but I'm just applying again this everywhere. And then I'll put the tissue paper on. To me, doing that for decoupage, I'd rather use napkins because it's easier to deal with than this. I'm just going to put this down. Let me move these roses out of the way before they fall. And as long as I'm covering, let me see if this is big enough. Yeah. Where's my brush? Yeah, Gwendolyn is here, or she was here. She has a tornado watch. Oh, and I guess I got some of my tea in here. So I'm just applying another coat. So I don't know if she left, Betty, but she texted me that she was under a tornado watch. And another coat here, and this is the sealed one. I want to make sure I have enough glue underneath. Just make sure your edges, which are the parts that need the glue the most, have them. And this one is the sealed one. And the sealed one keeps coming up on the edges. It's curling up. Let me just move this up and reapply. Just want to make sure everything is covered. But as you can see, the edges at the end keep coming up, so I'm just going to keep pushing them down. And hopefully they'll stay down. I didn't have that problem with the unsealed one. And I've got a ton of glue underneath. And hopefully it'll stay down. And it may not work because I've sealed it, but I was concerned the colors would run. So it's always good. So we'll just, it's still coming up. Now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do an irregular edge here and just see, just on this side, if I can get the edge to stay down. We're just playing, so this may not work. I have no idea. But it keeps curling up, and I want it down. So this is the only way I know to keep it down. See, it's curled up back here again. I'm going to push it down for the last time. If it comes up again, I'm going to leave it. And we'll see how this one, I used the matte finish Krylon. It's non-yellowing, dries in minutes, moisture resistant coating. So we'll see. So let me move that out of the way. And Gwen, these are for you.